All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Rock and Roll Geezers show. I'm your host Murph, and got quite a show for you today. Boy, oh boy, we got another concert review finally, and we'll be talking about and some updates on the Glastonbury Festival. All sorts of wacky stuff going on there, and a bunch of updates from the usual characters. Your Roger Waters, your Motley Crue. Oh boy, interesting news on a couple of gals, a couple of rock and roll gals, and all sorts of other good stuff coming up here. But I can't do it without my co-host, and that'll be the man, the myth, the legend. Come on, Doc Fox, how's it going, man?
Going quite well, sir. Greetings and salutations, everybody. Yes, hope everybody's had or is having a great holiday weekend, enjoying the Independence Day weekend. So thanks for stopping by, getting your rock news, just like we do every single week. So as always, if you haven't already, please subscribe to support us. And but yeah, before we get into the rock news this week, we got a concert review, and it was an interesting one, I must say. I didn't expect it to be as much so, but it was quite a good time actually. Yeah.
Amazing, yeah, yeah. This weekend we went and saw Shania Twain, of all people, Shania Twain. And we're just anxious. I was especially anxious just to get out of the door and get up to the lawn. And they were warning us that it was going to be it was a sold out show, and leave early. So yeah, we left early, head up there to Shania, and actually everything moved pretty well this time. I must say, a couple of glitches, but quite honestly, everybody got in there fairly quickly. The line was fairly long at the fast pass lane, but they were moving along quickly. But I know. Let me tell you, we got through the gates. I had to go to the John bad. They had just one porta potty outside the gates, and that was like 200 people waiting. So we get in the venue, and I head on over to the men's John. I passed the women's John. There's a long line. There's huge line at the women's John. Thing ain't even started yet, the show. So I go into the men's John. First thing I do is I hear a bunch of gals and they're laughing in the men's John. Sure enough, I go in there and there's a group of country gals with their hats and their Daisy Dukes and their cowboy boots sharing taking turns at one of the
Grab
booths.
one of the stalls, yeah.
Yeah, just laughing and giggling and having the best time. And I thought, oh boy, this is going to be a good show here. I can just tell right now they got some crazy country gals. That's the first time I've seen that since I've been there. Is
Yeah.
that was so
Yeah, we
cool.
kind of noticed just pulling up, it was kind of a lot of Daisy Dukes and cowboy boots, man. We're like, okay, it's gonna be a little different. And so we pull up, and yeah, I gotta say, people, you got however many thousands of people, and the line was fairly long, but once it opened, it went fairly quickly
Yeah,
to the point where you stood in the line for the porta potty a little bit. I went in that line, and I got up there far quicker than you. I don't think
I
you
know.
even moved. Yeah,
Yes,
and
yes.
so
Yeah,
we,
I
we
met.
got in. Quite honestly, everybody's, you just had a long drive getting there. A lot of people are going to need to use the restroom. I think there was two porta potties to my now, maybe
That's
one on
it.
the other side. I'm sure probably, but on our
Maybe
side anyway, there's two for thousands of
thousands.
people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, I had to dig deep for the intestinal fortitude to hang on. Got to the John though. Sure enough, there's a stall right there, and I looked down, and there's the gals giggling and
yeah,
waiting
while I was
on their
waiting for you
stall.
out there, I'm noticing. Yeah, they're just filing in, man, like it was nothing, man. It was just like, yeah, all right.
God bless her. That's
Yeah,
great. Yeah,
yeah.
when you gotta go, you gotta go. And shame on any guys who would have gotten offended. Get out of here. Go home. Go home. This is a different kind of show here. And sure enough, I mean, just the crowd, the humanity moving up the ramp and stuff. It's like nothing we've ever seen. I mean, it was just
Yeah.
like a pilgrimage to the lawn. It was stunning.
Yeah.
And it was so crazy. But yeah, we got about halfway up the lawn. We stayed. I'm to the point now where I like to park it right next to when you walk up the stairs into the lawn. They've got a pretty wide patch of concrete or asphalt that goes half the way up the lawn for people to walk and then spread out. So I usually try and stay on the end of that asphalt now because it's easier to find my seat and whatnot. And and it's still good for people watching. And in terms of people watching, holy cow, the the people there, what a cross reference of America right there. I'll tell you what, but
Yeah.
the Daisy Dukes, my goodness, you know, what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to turn away. I mean, these gals are dressed. This is their big thing. They're bringing their A game because
Yes.
they want, they want to be
Yeah.
noticed. And
Yeah.
boy, people were bringing their A games. Holy cow! Just lovely country lasses
That was
everywhere.
the most female heavy crowd I've ever been a part of. I've been to some shows, they're female artists and all that, but man, it was a lot of you see a lot of groups of women,
Yeah,
and they must have done great on the merch because you see these groups of women, they'd all have the same Shania shirt on. It'd be
yeah.
whatever they
Well,
have
you
some
saw the
merch
merch.
on or
The
whatever.
merch. The merch had lines. The merch table
Yeah,
or booth had humongous lines.
yeah. The
But
place was packed. This is the biggest crowd we've ever
yeah,
seen.
I was
Yeah,
just gonna get to
yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Janet Jackson was sold out, and that was they were pretty much back up to the wall. While Shania, they were not only backed up to the wall, but they had a row of people standing against the wall all the way across. I mean, it was so jammed in. They
yeah.
had people sitting on the asphalt
On the asphalt. Yeah, we haven't
right
seen that
next to
really.
us.
Not to that extent, anyway. Yeah,
But we've never seen that before. They had people, sitting too deep on each side of the asphalt coming down, and then people standing up on it was insanely packed, and it seems like every gal knew every word to every song and sang
yeah,
right along. It was really
yeah.
amazing, I tell you. The one,
Before we get too far ahead, just she had an opening act, young lady Priscilla Block. I guess she's kind of up and coming and actually has a country hit or two. I don't know. I'm not familiar with
they
her.
were singing along with her
But
too. There,
yeah,
Doc.
yeah, a lot of them seem to know her stuff. I wasn't really impressed. She did a lot of talking. She was a bigger gal. She's kind of the I don't know the country Lizzo maybe I don't know, but she was
Yeah,
kind of pushing that kind of self-image acceptance kind of stuff a lot in between songs. And yeah, we don't really need to hear all that quite honestly. But so it was her. She didn't do that many songs. There was so much talking. She actually did that many songs in really.
yeah, a
But
lot of
yeah,
talking
Shania
between each
came
other.
out in, and yeah, the place was just up, man. It just went up for grabs. She was in a kind of a cloak and dagger spy kind of overcoat and big heavy
Right,
sunglasses.
Little Red Riding Hood type
Yeah,
of thing.
and
Yeah,
popped up in the middle of the crowd,
yeah,
and
yeah. For
then
her first song, very odd.
yeah, and then hopped up. They had a cart, and then she got up on the cart, and they pushed her. She was halfway up the pavilion, I guess, on the walkway there, and they pushed her along on that cart. So that was kind of
Mhm.
kind of cool. So I'm sure tons of people probably saw her walking up, but she was all incognito and didn't even know it was her. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it's
pretty
pretty
cool.
cool.
But yeah, definitely a crazy crowd, a real mix of everything,
Yeah, the
and
crowd was more the story really than the show.
great crowd watching. Yeah, I would have gone just for the crowd watching itself. But now here's one sort of disturbing thing that I saw, which I did not know existed.
Well, what I didn't realize so much was Shania seems to be the new Cher as far as the gay following. It doesn't surprise me a whole lot, but it was a large gay contingency there. Large.
I didn't realize that myself. Being a country gal, I figured no big deal. But look, guess what showed up right
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, the Daisy Dukes, and then
The
you had the
Daisy
Daisy
Dudes.
Dudes. Yeah, the
Daisy
Daisy Dudes.
Dudes. How disturbing. I'm still processing that, Doc. I don't know.
And we seen at least a couple guys where they'd have that, but not only that, but then they'd have it slid up the sides even. It was as short as you could get it, and
yeah, it was pretty great. I did not
it
realize
was a
she
very
had that.
diverse crowd, man.
Yeah,
Very
well, yeah.
diverse crowd for
Wow.
sure.
I live and learn, man. Geez, let me get them off the screen. That's horrifying. But Shania was not. She was looking really good. There's what she was wearing.
Oh
And
yeah, great picture. Yeah, that's
and
exactly what she was wearing. Yeah.
yeah, and she was she was
Did you take
showing her
that picture?
panties all night. No, she was showing her
Okay.
panties all night. So I'm sure the guys didn't mind it at all. And Shania, boy, wow, uh, boy, oh boy, just a velvet voice, just amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, yeah, there were a lot of people early in the tour commenting how you're not 25 anymore, blah blah blah. And I sort of see what they're talking about. she's showing her panties all night long, and she didn't mind. She was fine, and you can tell in her face, she's had no work done. She's aging gracefully. You can see the wrinkles in her face and everything, and you can see the signs of age. But good for her. Good for her for just being natural, and her voice is still just great. I mean, it's just amazing. A great night. It's amazing how many songs I realized she did that I knew probably back from watching her on MTV because she was pretty
Right.
big back in the day on MTV. And it's just before she even did her biggest hits, she's doing a line of songs and like, yeah, I know that one. Yeah, I know that one. And of course, the whole crowd singing along. It's just a pretty amazing, amazing performer. Really well done show.
Yeah, one thing I thought was pretty cool too. At one point, she did a medley of deep cuts, kind of for her, real fans, I guess. And
Right.
we're probably, I don't know, large percentage of the crowd probably weren't aware of them. I didn't, but kind of cool for the real fans. But yeah, she could sing. There was times where she was kind of talking with the crowd, and she'd break in just a cappella singing, and yeah, she's she's the real deal for sure.
Yeah,
So,
great. Just a great, great voice and great band. Had a couple of backup dancers who were also singers whose
right.
voices are spot on. I mean, just, a real quality night of entertainment.
Yeah,
Great
very
stage.
high energy, very,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. If she comes back next year, I'm going to see it. She may be a country gal, but that was a really good night of entertainment and
Yeah.
and people watching. Holy cow, man. Wow. The Daisy Dukes. Oh my goodness. God bless you, America's women. I'm glad they came. And I imagine the next show is going to be even crazier. The
Yeah,
next
it
one we
was
go to.
oh God, what would you
Holy
say?
cow.
It's 65-35 women to men, maybe even 70-30. I don't know.
Boy, I don't
There was
know.
a very large percentage of women to men there, but
Yeah,
hey,
and then you had us old geezers sitting there, just what the heck? Got a compliment on the beard. That was nice. Like, thank you. I toil. I toil. No, I don't. I don't toil on the beard at all. Nonetheless, moving on. Getting
that'd
back
be a
to
good name for an album, Toil on the
toil,
Beard.
toil on the beard.
Toil
Yeah.
on the Beard.
Glastonbury. Boy, we've been hearing a lot of updates on the Glastonbury lately. And man, wow. Some good, some bad. Of course, if I'll remember, we saw the Who, the Hue. I don't know the Who,
The
the U,
Hue. Yeah,
the
I'd say the
Hue,
Hue, I
the
guess, yeah.
HU, the Mongolian folk metal band. We saw them last year, and really, blew the mind of the place. Man, just blew the place out.
Yeah.
Really did a really good show. And yeah, they're at Glastonbury, and apparently blew the play blew the Glastonbury Festival off the earth too, man.
Yeah,
That
yeah, they seem to really be gaining some traction, man. They kind of yeah, they kind of wowed the crowd, as they say. So, and I'm sure they did. They wowed us when we saw them. So,
yeah.
we kind of can relate to what they were dealing with, man. It's very very different, very like I say, high energy, very it gets you going for sure. Yeah, these guys are
Yeah.
different. Yeah,
Yeah,
they got
this
like the three string electric cellos. I don't know what they are, but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mongolian instruments. I had the names at one point. I can't remember what the names
Oh
were.
my
The names,
gosh. Yeah.
but yeah, these old Mongolian instruments and the throat singing and yeah. So
There
there you go.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
yeah,
very
but
good.
like driving beats. I mean, they're just
Oh yeah.
the bit, that's what, because headbangers can bang to it. So that's important, if you're going to be a folk metal band from, where you're from.
Mongolia.
Mongolia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times in Mongolia.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. Glad to hear that they're seem to be gaining in popularity. They're
Yeah.
different enough that
Yeah.
yeah, why not?
Absolutely. Let's spread out the wealth for crying out
And they
loud.
just have the four of them. They're the core band members, but live there was what, eight of them? I think there were eight.
There's a
There's
whole
those
bunch of
four,
them.
and then they have a
A
regular
regular
band.
band.
Yeah,
True that, brother. Yeah, yeah, a regular band. Speaking of regular, this guy sort of did an irregular set at Glastonbury and sort of broke a few of the Glastonbury rules. That would be Billy Idol. Billy Idol. He joined Steve Jones. He talked about this about the Generation X,
yeah,
right? We talked
yeah.
about this and to do some Sex Pistols and Generation X at the Glastonbury performance. and the BBC had warned all the groups not to swear because it's being broadcast. But Billy couldn't help it. What was the song? My Way. It wasn't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, My Way.
Well, yeah, they performed as a band called Generation Sex, which was two members from Generation X, Billy Idol and the bass player Tony James, and then two members of the Sex Pistols, Steve Jones and drummer Paul Cook. And they did this band, and they played Glastonbury as that band. So that's pretty cool. And anyway, one of the songs they did was "My Way," the old Frank Sinatra standard.
Sure.
But people may remember Sid Vicious did that. I got that album. I should have pulled that out. Darn it, I was going to do that. But yeah, Sid Vicious performed it, and of course, very, very differently. And there's a part where he says, "And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. You cunt, get me a beer.
Hey.
I'll state my case, of which I'm certain." And of course, just saying the "see you next Tuesday" word kind of frowned on that and got him in trouble. And then
Billy.
I always think of like that scene in The Wedding Singer. Remember when they're on the plane with Adam Sandler and Billy Idol?
Right.
Don't mess with Billy. Yeah.
Yeah. Billy Idol knows it's right. I don't understand why he doesn't, Yeah. And how about it, Billy? Right.
Right. Yeah. Give the sneer. Yeah. But then I guess at the end of the set, he says, the after party is at Stonehenge. He said, "I'll see you there. I'm going to get fucked up tonight." And
he would have said, the after party is at Stonehenge.
There you go.
You got to have Stonehenge. The after party is Stonehenge. I'll see you there. I'm going to get huffed up tonight. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure the old British women are just clutching their pearls and just.
Jeez. Yeah.
Oh, heavens.
Oh, Billy. Oh, my goodness. But even more.
Watching it on the Beeb.
Yeah. Even. Oh, no. Yeah. Apparently, some sound issues happened at Glastonbury too, and we knew about. We knew Guns N' Roses. That they complained about their set, and apparently, they weren't the only ones that had issue with the sound. It was a sound issue, apparently, according to Guns N' Roses, or as I call them, Nuns and Moses. Yeah. They took the stage as a headlining, and they said the sound quality is absolutely horrendous. Can't hardly make out the vocals or guitar riff. Sort it out, lads. So, people blaming Guns N' Roses. Oh, geez. Another person on Twitter says, the fact the sound quality is better when recorded on your phone than it was on the telly. Highlights where the fault of the TV coverage lie. And it's not with Guns N' Roses. There you go.
Yeah.
What are they supposed to do, Hey, Axel, turn your amp down to 4. Thank you. Okay, moving on.
They said their live agency, which I've never heard that term before, live agency, but their live agency blames the BBC, and it seems to be the case. If you can hear it fine on your phone and not so good on the telly,
not on the telly.
So I guess Deborah Harry and Blondie performed, and it kind of had a similar instances, similar situations.
Right there.
77 now, man. 77 years
Needless
old.
to say, she's not 77 in this picture. She's probably about 37. So, oh boy, 77.
I've seen them. I've seen them twice. Yeah.
Have you really?
Yeah. But the only ones. Well, the one time I saw him, Chris Stein, the guy, her boyfriend. Yeah, he was still around for that one. But the most recent time, not so much. And then Clem Burke, the drummer, he's still around. So basically, it's he and her, the originals now.
Yeah. So. Well, it is what it is. 77. Jeez. At least he's not sipping on pudding at a old folks' home. So that's a good thing. Good for you, Blondie. Way to go, Blondie. Oh boy.
I guess they were having some issues too, and she's a pro. She can fight through it.
That'll happen. Yeah. Yeah, before we move on, I got to make a correction myself from last week's show.
Oh, okay, yeah. You know what? I do too. Go ahead.
Well, hang on. Here's the correction music. Here it comes. Oh, geez. I thought I had it right, and I thought the science was good. I thought I had science on my side, and I actually had a scientist tell me that this was true, but apparently it's not true. So we're gonna have to dig a little deeper into this stuff. It turns out that come on, finish out. There we go. It turns
Dude,
out
you got
that,
like the remix there, man. That's like the
yeah,
extended dance
thank you. Yeah,
remix, man.
extended dance mix. Yeah, yeah. But okay. So I said last week, the submarine imploded down by the Titanic there, and that
Oh
I
yeah,
had
yeah.
some scientists say, oh, it's like having the
Empire State Building.
Empire State Building
Yeah,
falling on you. So much pressure, and then they bring up some remains of the vehicle, and they say there could be human remains in it. So apparently, they didn't get totally. I don't know. I question that, but we'll see.
I always thought that too, with that pressure that you would just be like the size of like a bowling ball or something.
But they said,
yeah,
oh,
they say there's.
I don't want to see them remains. That's for sure. I don't believe it myself, but who knows? Because down there at however many tens of thousands or 1,000 feet, 10,000 feet or whatever, 1,300 feet. Yeah, that's probably not a lot of creatures down there. Big enough to no sharks down there. I'll bet at that depth. So who knows? Maybe they have live remains or actual human remains.
Mhm.
I stand corrected.
I too have a correction.
What?
Oh, yes, no. I know. Hey, there's a lot of stuff going on up there, man. A lot of traffic up there, man. I had misinformed that Tony Iommi and Lita Ford were once married. They were not. They were engaged to be married. So I'm not like coming out of left field on it, but they weren't married. They were engaged to be married. However, she was married to Chris Holmes, guitar player, guitarist from Wasp. Who you may remember from Decline of Western Civilization Part 2, where he's in the pool with his mom. Yeah, and he's just guzzling vodka or whatever it was. Yeah,
right. His mom's like, "Oh, that's a good boy." What the hell,
Mom? He used to be such a good guy.
Man.
So yeah, not married, engaged, married to Chris Holmes.
Well, I've seen Tony and Brian May are good friends. And they're and their wives go out quite a bit. And they posted just the other day there at somewhere. Him and the wife took a nice picture with the wives. And so, yeah, quite honestly, from what I heard about Lita Ford, yeah, wait, good job, Tony. Stay far away from that as possible.
Really?
Oh, I heard she's out of her mind. Oh,
I could see that. That doesn't shock me, man.
Yeah. I have heard that.
Hopefully, she's mellowed with age. Hopefully,
Well, yeah, she was. Yeah, wow.
I wish they'd do a runaway reunion. That'd be awesome. I don't think her and Joan. No, her and Joan got that in the works.
Nah. Oh, well,
all right. So anyway, there's our corrections. Let's move on.
Exactly. So, this was interesting. You mentioned you sent me this video of Roger Waters doing a 20-minute I don't want to call it diatribe, just basically a conversation, a 20-minute conversation on his thoughts and whatnot. I found it extremely interesting.
Yeah, I did too.
The big gist of most of it is, I've been doing this same thing for 40 years. And now all of a sudden I'm like the devil incarnate. And it's like he's trying to put two and two together and goes very deep. I mean, the guy's well written, well read, well spoken, very thoughtful about what he's saying. And I don't know what my answer would be. It's the woke world. It's the divide, the division in basically the whole world at this point.
I think so many people are just looking for that gotcha moment, that they see, oh, he's in this Nazi garb, which is not Nazi garb, it's the from The Wall, the movie, and
the stage show, which he shows the same thing that he's been doing for 40 years. That's what it just blows his mind.
That's my point, but they see it now, and it's like, okay, I got this guy, who's this guy? They don't even know Pink Floyd from
cancel culture. Yeah. But, it's just I'm looking at it right now. He just. Yeah, it's just amazing, and I got. And
he goes in. I guess we reported it when he was in one of the cities in Germany. I was Berlin or Frankfurt, probably both.
Right.
But he was showing the name of Anne Frank, He was
Right.
invoking the name of Anne Frank, and they were getting up in arms about that. But he explained how he does that every city. Whoever the local person was that
Yeah. Yeah.
died at
Right.
the
Yeah.
hands of a corrupt government or whatever. Like they had Breonna Taylor, and they had
Pre
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Correct. Correct.
So
So,
right,
it's part of his thing.
right,
And the fact that he can't do it now, well, here, like, here in our country, geez, we got, we got the left calling the right Nazis, and we got the right calling the left pedophiles. Boy, that might not bring people together, and that's like that all around the world now. Things have gone to the extremes. France is burning down right now. It's been burning down for nights. It's just, everything's really, we're in a really wacky world.
yeah, it's
And
crazy.
the fact that he's doing the same thing he's done forever, and he's really getting called out on it, on and not at this point, not what he said, but just his stage show, what he's showing
Right.
on his stage
Yeah,
show.
he goes into how he feels personally attacked over the association with Nazis, and he goes over his father dying in the war fighting the Nazis,
Right.
and how he came to even going into the war, and it was just quite a story. And but then you're with them, you're totally with them, and then he says, "So why are they coming after me now? Why are they attacking me now?" He says, the Israeli government sees me as an existential threat to their settler, colonialist, racist apartheid regime. And you're like,
Boom.
okay, there you go. Okay.
There it is.
So, but then he goes into why he's saying that. He's saying how, they haven't given rights to the indigenous people on the West Bank and Gaza, and he tells a story how he went to Palestine, and they had roads that only Jews could use, and he's giving all these examples of apartheid and stuff, and it's quite a kind of monologue, I suppose you'd say, but yeah, he kind of goes into it, and
Yep.
yeah, he says he's seen just randomly beating Palestinians, things like that. So, I mean, if this is all true, if you've seen this, you can kind of understand his take on things. But boy, oh boy, I don't know, man. He's walking to the slippery slope, man. I don't know if I'd want to do that, but
Yeah, well, he's been forever walking the slippery slope. So, but yeah, suddenly the slope is fighting back or something. It's just one of them things. So, but, you got to deal with the good and the bad if you're going to be controversial. And he's definitely controversial.
no, he
But,
seems hell bent. He says he's not giving up on it. He'll never give up
oh,
on it
no, I
until they
mean, that's
change
his
their
belief.
policies. Yeah, until they
Yeah.
change their policies, he's not shutting up. So,
Yeah. Beliefs are beliefs, man.
yeah.
He's been sticking with them solidly forever. So, he's going to keep on going. So, do your thing, my man. You're going to do what you're going to do. So, what are you going to do about it? I don't know. There he is right there, Roger. Gee, here we go again. There's Vince. Okay, Vince Neil again. These guys, they're a comedy troupe right now. They're like the Blue Man Group. They're just a
Yeah.
comedy troupe going from town to town,
Yeah, just the latest in the long string of
trying to see who
things
can.
we've reported about their
There's
BS,
even
I guess.
another video at Hellfest 2023. So this was very recently, and I watched this video.
Speaking of France, that's over in France.
I
Yeah.
posted it on the RnRGzrs page,
Yeah.
Facebook page. So the video is actually on the RnRGzrs page, where you can see that Vince Neil's not even trying to pretend to sing at this point. He's so far away from the mic when the music keeps going. It's stunning. This video that I posted is just amazing. They just really, gosh almighty. Maybe Vince should take a cue from Shania Twain, who sang every damn note, and you could tell. You can tell she's saying every damn note. And her voice. Oh my gosh. God.
Yeah.
I can't. Geez. Her voice, and then Daisy Dukes. Are you kidding me? That's heaven on earth, man. Way to go. But nonetheless, way to go, Vince. Yeah, you really proved yourself. So, and it's obvious. It's just stunningly obvious. So now, and we could have posted 3 more articles about all different stuff with Motley Crue. There's so much going on, so much back and forth bickering, and Nikki Sixx still trying to pretend that he plays everything. And, although he is 22 years sober, But if he's 22 years sober, why the hell ain't he playing everything?
Right.
Come on. I mean, come on.
Right.
Jeez. God, I
Yeah,
played.
where's your excuse? You remember? Yeah, exactly. He was talking to Bob Rock how back in the day he didn't know if he was playing or not or whatever. All that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, well,
And
what's your excuse now, buddy? Yeah.
yeah, 22 years sober. What's your excuse now? Yeah, yeah. God, I actually played a couple of gigs I don't even remember. Wow. Bad news there. Wow. I remember that. That was crazy. But yeah, so just the latest thing is we'll see how they want to try and settle things out of court. We haven't heard anything lately between Motley Crue and Mick Mars. So that's the latest thing. But people, they're still touring. So as long as they're still touring, they're going to be giving us videos of lip syncing because people are going to keep recording it. I mean, they got to keep them phones out. There's some groups that really don't dig the phones, but oh well, it is what it is. But we'll talk about that a little bit. Moving on, this is something I found interesting. Didn't I mention a show ago or two how some pop singer got whacked in the face by a cell phone?
BB Rexa, some I believe his name.
Let me see here. Yeah. And this is the crazy thing.
I had an update on that too.
Oh, okay.
So apparently, it's like a TikTok freaking challenge or whatever. God, that's like the worst thing in humanity, man. TikTok challenges. Anyway, so it's a thing where they toss the phone up on the stage and the artist, wherever, the band member, whatever, take it and they take a selfie and give it back to him. Well, this guy thought it'd be funny to throw it at her. Honestly, that's what he said. He thought it'd be funny to throw it at her. And of course, now he's facing assault charges. So
as well he should.
But just always trying to be more extreme than the last. Well, I ain't just throw it up on stage. I'll throw it at her. It's like, I hope he gets the book thrown at him. But,
well, they got to stop this crap. And the very strangest, the weirdest, this is just bizarre as hell. The singer Pink, there she is right there. Pink, she's playing Hyde Park, and a fan threw her mother's ashes onto the stage in a bag, not at Pink. She just threw them on stage. I mean, what was she expecting Pink to do? I mean, she was left just stunned. And she walks over to it, and then she looks at it. She looks down at the person and says, "Wait, is this your mom?" She asked, giving a confused look to someone in the crowd and nervously laughing. "I don't know how to feel about this." Yeah, no kidding. What the hell are you doing, you dope? "Oh, I'm going to throw my mom's ashes on stage because what the hell?" Gosh, that's just crazy. What's wrong with people? Your mother's ashes. Maybe your mother was
so
a
many
fan.
Questions. So I'm wondering, was she or she just totally took it upon herself to do that? There's so many questions, so many unanswered questions. But Pink kind of kind of set it off to the side, which I don't even believe I'd be picking it up to begin with. But
no. Yeah, who knows what it could be?
Keith Richards might have snorted
like
it
back in the days, when you used to set a bag of dog crap on a neighbor's porch and light it, and they'd come out and stomp on it. Yeah, I actually did that once in my life. Once in my life, me and somebody did it. And it worked. They actually came out and stomped on it. But yeah. In terms of Pink and things getting thrown, there was another star, some kind of pop star, who somebody threw their bracelet up at him, and it whacked her right in the eye. And bam!
What's wrong with people? Have people forgotten how to go to concerts, man?
Walked off the stage immediately. What the hell? Yeah. Oh, jeez.
I'm reading a lot about how people are just kind of I don't know. I guess people may have been doing this for a while, but just being not engaged with the opening act and just kind of almost being disrespectful to them. It's like, come on, man, you're there. Let's pay attention to the opening act. But
yeah,
I don't know. It's like people have forgotten how to go to concerts. It's like, come on.
Yeah. That's totally disrespectful. And really.
Well, it reminds me. I remember when we saw Sammy Hagar last year. People throw a lot of stuff up on stage, but he's signing it. Nobody's throwing it at him.
Yeah,
I guess that's just one notch down from what's going on with these other people.
Well, but yeah, that's just not cool. Don't throw stuff up on stage. Jeez, I've seen performers get hit with beer bottles and shit. People throwing beer bottles and stuff. And then there was one video on YouTube. Oh gosh, I hope I have to remember this, where there's guys singing. I think he's on somebody's shoulders and he's singing in the crowd, and somebody whips a beer at him and he grabs it and chugs it right there, chugs it, boom.
Nice.
Unbelievable rock star move. I'll have to see if I can find it and post it if I can remember it. But yeah, that was a crazy, crazy cool move. But yeah, don't throw stuff at the performers. My gosh, they got enough bullshit they have to deal with as it is. So enough, Jimmies. Oh, here we go. Moving on. Madonna. Oh, I love this video here. Don't Tell Me. I'm a closet early Madonna fan, not with her hits, but like Don't Tell Me, this one here, and then she did a Beautiful Stranger for Mike Myers and whatever that movie was.
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers, yeah, yeah. And wow, apparently she almost died or something. She postponed her whole celebration tour after intensive hospitalization. It says here she was hospitalized in intensive care due to a bacterial infection. And, they found her lying on the floor, passed out and stuff. Hell, she could have died, and she's back at it. But I used to love her. I used to love her, but it's all over now. Well, have you seen her now? She's had so much work. And here's a good example of class and not class. You got Shania Twain, has no work done, still looks okay. He's got some age lines here and there, and then you got Madonna, who was a babe right there. That was her era where she was just beautiful, and she's had so much work done.
She's a freak.
She's like,
she's a freak, and not in a good way. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, she's starting off. This is the 40th anniversary tour, so this is kind of a big deal, and it was called the Celebration Tour, and slated to kick off in Vancouver on the 15th, July 15th, and now they've put it off, indefinitely. So the whole thing, North American and European, so everything's just been put off. She's got this bacterial infection, and quite honestly, you get that much, I don't know, silicone or whatever they're putting in her. I mean, right. You're introducing that much stuff into your body. I mean, it can't be good, man. It just can't be good.
You see how round her face is now.
Yeah, I know.
Looking at a video there, she got perfect right there. She's got perfect features, and now her face is all round and her hair's all funky. And it's like, oh, my God.
Yeah, she went through periods of funky hair anyway, but yeah.
But boy, she really, good grief. She would have been a stunning beauty if you would have left her damn face alone.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
One of those classic beauties.
And now she's a punchline,
Yeah. Shania looks her age, but she's still looking good. But thank God she didn't do anything to her face. Because she could have tightened shit up and ended up looking like a freak show, but she didn't. So I got to give her props for that. And like I say, her voice.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with Madonna. But
she was she obviously expected to have a full recovery and everything, but she was in ICU for quite a while there, a little while. So
that's right. So yeah.
Hopefully, let that be a lesson. Don't go shoving stuff in your face, man.
My gosh, what a shame. Oh well, I'll remember for the good times. Yeah, definitely. So Madonna, I don't know. She should have just left it all alone. Like I said, she'd be a classic beauty, and that's that. Moving on, we're looking at the Fall Out Boy. This is a very interesting article here that we noticed. We're all familiar with the Billy Joel's classic song, "We Didn't Start the Fire," but how about I'll let you. You want to discuss this?
Yeah. Again, that one. So, Fall Out Boy, Fall Out Boy. So they took the song and now they're extending on with it. So cool concept. It's kind of we didn't start the fire. It's been going on forever. That kind of concept, and now it's continuing. So like Billy Joel did the events through the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and I guess halfway through the 80s.
Well, it went from 1949 to 1989.
Okay.
And then the Fall Out Boys take it from there.
Yeah, they're taking it from 89 to present. So I listened to it. The videos on YouTube. They have the lyrics with it and stuff, so you can keep up with it and stuff. Like I said, clever idea. There's not. You can see why Billy Joel's a songwriting genius and Fall Out Boy's not. Let's put it that way. I mean, it was not nearly in chronological order like his was. I mean, his wasn't exact either. I can remember there were spots where, but you give him a little leeway. This was going like all over the place. There was no chronological order. They were just kind of trying to find whatever could rhyme, I think, and not really doing a very good job of that. So again, cool concept. Not great on the execution, guys. But you can think of all the things that they would bring up between then and now. So
Yeah.
1989 up to now, all the stuff that's gone on past 2-3 years, all that stuff. So
Oh boy. Yeah, interesting concept nonetheless. But
yeah.
like you say, yeah, there are songwriters and then there are songwriters. So, he came out with it first. So yeah, he came out with some great songs.
And it seems like now that he's laid that template, that you could build upon that and do a much better job at it. They should have taken maybe a little longer to. They could have done a better job on it. I could do a better job on it. I might take a weekend and do a better job on that than they did.
Oh, whoa, Nelly.
I don't know.
Oh well, moving on.
Anyway, it's out there if you want to check it out. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, here we go. We got a super group that I did not know existed.
Nor did I.
How about that? And that would be the Third Secret is their name, and they insist on staying secret, or we would have heard about them. Yeah. We got members from Soundgarden, Nirvana, and Pearl Jam. Good grief. That's like the three kings that's there.
That's the trilogy there, yeah.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, they got this band. It's Kim Thale from Soundgarden, guitarist. That we're both big fans of. Sure. And then Chris Novoselic from Nirvana, bass player. I love his bass playing, man. I don't know. I just love just the style and just the grooves, his grooves. Fun to play. I play a little bit of bass. They're kind of fun to play and stuff. And they got Matt Cameron, who's been with Soundgarden now. There we go, the Daisy Dukes.
I'm sorry, I gotta move here. I can't do it.
There's something you need to talk about, Riff? All right. So Matt Cameron, the drummer, has been with Soundgarden and Pearl Jam. And then I got another guitarist, guy named Bubba Dupree, who's with the band called Void. I'm not familiar with them. But then the vocals, they have two female vocalists, Jennifer Johnson and Jillian Ray, who I'm not familiar with at all. But they worked it well with this. I listened to some of their stuff. It's pretty good stuff. I'm considering probably buying it. So they had a debut they put out last year, of April last year. And I was unaware of it. Now they've done this follow-up. It's called The Second Third Secret. So they're kind of going that route.
Well, I dig Kim Thale just because of his beard, because he's got a beard pretty much like mine. So I got to give him full props and respect on that. And Kim Thale from the guitars from Soundgarden, man, a couple of their out Super Unknown and Bad Motorfinger. Yeah. Those albums are crazy cool. Some of the most unique guitar playing, the riffs. Oh man, just stunningly cool. So I got all respect for Kim Thale. That ought to be really crazy cool. So good for them. They got to keep busy. Jeez.
Yeah, I like seeing him in interviews too. He's a real good interview.
Oh, their lead singers have died except for Pearl Jam, but boy, all these grunge lead singers have passed away. It's just what a shame. Yeah. What a shame. So many of them. But moving on. I don't know. I've never heard of this group. Placebo. Placebo is the name of the group. Here they are right here. And this is a bane to me. Oh, yeah. I think that's a guy, I guess.
That's a guy, yeah.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. Well, nonetheless, it must be Brian Mulco. But he stopped a gig, mid gig, because there you go. People are filming on their phones. Here we go. The age of electronics is, clashing with old school beliefs. What do you do anymore? People are gonna whip their phones out, and the problem is when they have rules like no phones at a gig, suddenly you're putting all sorts of pressure on security who's got to go around and be jerks to all these people who may be playing their phone. Just deal with it. People are gonna record your concerts at this point. It's not like the old days, where, if you remember Grateful Dead, they used to actually have a section roped off for people who wanted to record the concerts. They actually had the Dead would actually have a section so that people could come and set up the recording equipment and record their concerts. And that was the total freedom there. But now, in the age of electronics, in the age of the cell phone, I don't know how how this can continue where, especially a band I've never even heard of, don't be so pompous. Be glad the fans are there digging you and recording you. Maybe they'll show it to their friends or they'll post it on Facebook and you'll get even more fans.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. I don't know.
No?
I disagree on this one. I don't know. But he made a big deal about it. It was well known coming into the venue, not to have your phones out and everything. Which, like you said, how are you gonna monitor that? I mean, quite honestly. But throughout the event, security was constantly going up. They said they were generally reminding people about the phones. But I'm sure they're giving fuck. It's in Dublin, so yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, that went over well.
Yeah.
But so yeah, he stopped the show mid-show and says, quite honestly, it pisses them off. And he says, you clearly have no respect. He's kind of calling out the fans and kind of had a big tissy fit about it, which
we had respect to come to your show. We had the respect to come to your show. So sorry, really.
I don't know.
It's a different world, man.
Yeah, it's something you gotta tolerate. I think. I mean, I don't like it. I don't do it. I mean, I try to be like even when we were Shania, I try to be aware. I'm 6'4". I'm a big guy, and I know there's somebody behind me. Am I gonna stand up the whole show? But no, I try to be aware of that, and I'll sit down from time to time and everything.
Right.
But like I said, I think people have forgotten how to go to concerts and be
Yeah. That just bugs the heck out of me too. And it happens almost every time. The lawn, it's fine. The lawn, you get there, you should be sitting down. Everybody should be sitting down when the show, unless something great happens, then obviously everybody's going to stand up. But to just come and stand right in front of a bunch of people who are sitting down, that's not nice. That's not right. And what a bummer.
I feel the same way. I don't want to be watching the concert through somebody's phone either. So
yeah, true that.
Just be aware. Where people behind you, and
yeah. Well, what do you do? But placebo. They should just be glad folks are coming to their concerts. You're not big enough yet to demand.
Yeah, they may have overreacted a little bit, maybe, but
you're not big enough to demand that.
No, they've been around for a while. They have a following.
Have they? I didn't know. I've never heard. Well, I'm a geezer. Of course, I haven't heard. I don't know what the hell they are, who they are, or whatever. Yeah. But this is a cool little thing here. This is great. The Apple iPhone.
Speaking of phones at concerts.
Yeah, the Apple iPhone. Yeah, people. Here's the headline off of Breitbart. This is off of Breitbart of all people. The Apple iPhone crash detection causes a surge of bogus 911 calls as attendees dance at the Bonnaroo Music Festival. Yeah, dig that. So, so obviously on the iPhone there's a crash detection thing, which if the phone, hits hard
impact, I guess.
Impact, yeah. It contacts emergency services, and apparently, the crazy Bonnaroo people. I don't know. Bonnaroo, is that what, hippies, or what is Bonnaroo?
It's them damn dirty hippies. It's Paul McCartney's played Bonnaroo. That's everybody. It's just a big festival. It's in Tennessee.
Wow, dig that. But yeah, so apparently trouble mounts. But the phone, the people are dancing and the phones are calling 911. So boy, there you go.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for the 911 operators that
exactly
gotta deal with that, but and it can be all they gotta do is deactivate it. But I'm sure it's not being thought of when you go in there, better deactivate, but stories like this get out, maybe people start doing that. I mean, but
well, and the false emergency calls quintupled during the festival. So yeah, that's a problem for the 911 folks, because they gotta determine good calls from bad calls. So the fact that you're dancing at a Bonnaroo
Can you imagine
festival,
sitting there and it's like every 2 minutes you're getting a call and then you pick it up and it's just like
it's
you're
nothing.
hearing,
Yeah.
whatever band's playing, you're hearing, I don't know, whoever's playing there.
Oh, crying out loud. Yeah.
God damn it, it's the Offspring again or whatever. I don't know. Hang
Iggy
up.
Bowie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. So the Bonnaroo. Oh, geez. Yeah, I'm sure they'll now that everybody knows, I would imagine they'll be a little more aware next time. But yeah, that's an interesting
But
little
again,
thing.
it's technology,
Technology and
kinda,
music clashing, brother.
you know.
Okay, here's two guys. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Look at that, all shiny and whatnot. And my gosh, where's Rick James? Damn it. That's what I want to know. Okay, Sammy Hagar and Def Leppard are both getting stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. For what? Def Leppard on the, wow. That of all the people, I could see, maybe Howard Hawks or John Wayne or yeah, but
Oh, them
Hollywood
people
Walk
are
of
already on there, I'm sure. Ooh, Howard
yeah.
Hawks.
Oh, stunning director. He directed a lot of John Wayne movies. A classic director from back in the day. Howard Hawks. Come on, man. Anyway,
Yeah.
Sammy Hagar and Def Leppard for the Hollywood. What's Sammy got to do with Hollywood, man?
Well,
Hey,
they put
Sammy.
musicians, they put
Maybe his first
actors.
name just because his first name's Sammy. Hey, man, you remind me of Sammy. But Def Leppard, yeah, I guess. And I always thought it was just for movie stars. Basically.
No,
But
no, no. There's lots of musicians, rock stars.
well, what the hell is that all
So,
about? Come
yeah.
on,
Yeah,
geez.
they have a committee. It's made up of former recipients, former Walk of Famers, I guess, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, this year they had 31. So they do like 30 a year. There's 20 all told. I got it here.
Wow.
There's it started in 1960 is when they started doing that, and they're up to over 2,700 stars. It goes covers 15 blocks of Hollywood Boulevard and 3 blocks of Vine Street. So they have 31 that they're putting in this year. Some of them I don't. I look at some of these movie actors. I don't know who the hell they are anymore.
Well, they got Mario Lopez.
Recognize.
They got Mario Lopez for crying out loud.
Oh yeah, from TV. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm looking movies. The ones I recognize: Chadwick Boseman. Of course, he's posthumous. He died a few years back.
sure.
Gal Gadot. I don't know. I've just heard that
Wonder
name.
Woman. She's
Okay.
she played Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I don't watch the Marvel movies, man.
No,
and
that's what she did though. Yeah.
And then Christina Ricci. Of course, she's been around for a long time.
Chris Pine, good for him. Did Chris
Yeah, I
Pine?
don't
Love
know.
his movies.
Yeah,
He was in Wonder Woman too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So,
And Ken Jong.
yeah. Then from television, they got Ken Jeong. I know he is.
Eugene
Levy.
Oh, yeah.
Right there. He should have done been in, man.
He should have been in a
Oh,
long
my
time
God,
ago.
man. Eugene Levy's
Legend. Legendary.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
I know.
Jim Nance. He was a sports
Jim
guy.
Nance, yeah.
Shirley
Shirley
Ray.
Ralph. She's got a new show, I think, or something. So she's kind of back to the public eye.
Kerry
Washington.
Yeah.
And then music, you got Glenn Ballard, which I didn't think he was all that well known, but yeah.
Glenn Ballard. Who is he? Do you know who he's?
Yeah, he's kind of more of oh God, I don't know how to explain it, but it's more Americana, maybe, I guess.
Okay, all right.
But,
Tony Braxton, we know
Tony
her.
Braxton, Brandy, Darius Rucker, of course, Hootie, Gwen Stefani. Yeah.
Okay, all
Gwen
right.
Stefani, Dr.
Good.
Dre, and posthumously Otis Redding. Which, come on, man.
Are you kidding?
What he died in 68? What's
He
happened?
should have been
the
in
last,
69.
Yeah, so what happened in the last 45 years? Oh yeah, we better get Otis Redding on there.
Oh my
Well, at least
God.
somebody in his direct family is still alive. I don't know. And then Dr.
geez.
Dre, and then sports. They also have Billie Jean King, and they put Carl Weathers in sports. Well, because he played a boxer, so he's in sports, I guess.
Well, he probably could have kicked anybody's ass, so I guess you could say well, it's Hollywood, man. What do you do? Shit.
Yeah, right. I think these can actually be bought. I've always heard that they can be bought. I'm sure. I'm sure.
I think it costs like 3,500 or 35,000.
35,000. I think I've heard.
Yeah.
They don't mention any of that in the article, but I don't know if that's true or not. But
no, good for them. Sammy. Good for Sammy. Yeah.
But the odd thing too, I thought they have 2 years to organize and schedule a
The laying of
unveiling
the
or whatever.
star.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And if after 2 years if they don't do it, then it expires, man. They don't get their star. So I guess it's up
Uh,
to the individual or individuals
put it all together, huh?
to arrange their own unveiling. Yeah. So
Uh, well, good for them. Sammy's on a
I
Hall of
wonder if
Fame.
anybody's had them expire. I wonder if anybody let go 2 years and then they go, oh, sorry, dude, you don't get it no more.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Well,
wonder if this happened. I don't know.
who knows about that, man? Oh, one last thing before we sign off today. Kiss is on their glorious final tour, finally, supposedly, from what we've heard. And apparently Gene Simmons has reached out to both Ace Frehley and Peter Chris, trying to get them to do some of the final shows, or at least come out to do encores, or be a part of the finality of this band that's been together since the mid 70s, and they both turned it down. And I
There's
find,
two sides to that.
well, well, lay it on us, Doc, real quick here. We got a few minutes.
Gene kind of wants it on his terms. Ace, Peter kind of want it on their terms, and neither the twain shall meet. So
You know what the terms are?
Well, I know with Ace, he couldn't. He wanted to go up there in the spaceman makeup, but he says there can't be two of us. So Tommy's out. I do the show, or he does the show.
No,
and they're like, no, we just want you up there dropping by. He said, no, I can't be up there and have someone else be the spaceman.
Okay.
He's like, I got to be the spaceman. And he's like, well, no, and they're not going to do that. So I don't know the story with Peter. I can imagine it's probably a similar situation, but so yeah, for Gene to say, yeah, I've put it out there and invited them, that's kind of a half-hearted kind of. He knew they're not going to accept under those terms.
Well, I don't know. I'd like to see what Gene's terms. Well, what the
Well, he just wanted them to show up and do it, but then they're like, hey, we're the Catman, and I didn't read up on Peter's situation, but I'm sure it's got to be similar. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, in a situation, I'm not going to go up there and have somebody else in my character.
Wow. Well, then go play some club for 100 people, pal.
That's where he's at. He's at the arcade,
that's probably what Gene told
this weekend, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Go play for 100 people. Whatever. You're worth like 1/400th of what Gene is worth.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Gene's a jerk off, but he gave him an offer, to play up, but whatever. Let him fizzle out. Let Kiss just fizzle out.
And then Ace also, though, he was kind of like, he would do it just for the right amount of money, but he just wanted some exorbitant. He can be bought basically. He came out and said, right
Ace is the
money,
broke one, right?
Yeah,
Ace is the broke one. Yeah. Peter Chris actually's got a little bit of money there.
Yeah.
But Ace, jeez, whatever, Ace. God. Oh boy. So that's fine. We're done, they'll be done soon, and the world will be a better place for it, Doc. So freaking A, man. Another great show, boy. The July 3rd here. We got the party tomorrow, man. We're gonna party tomorrow hard, man. Come on. Yeah. I'm gonna get the convertible out, go around the lake. I live in a lake community, and the people that live actually on the lake, they're all rich, and they have great fireworks displays. They all got money, so they do their own fireworks displays. So tomorrow's gonna be just cracking on the lake, my man. So I can't wait. But hey, everybody, again, thanks for stopping by. And come on, subscribe. Give us a subscription. If you're a friend of the show, give us a subscription and tell your friends to give us a listen, because it's good listening when you're driving in your car and whatnot. We're on Spotify and all the different venues and areas and whatnot. So thanks again for stopping by. And what do you say? Take us home there, Doc.
Yeah, we won't have another concert for a couple weeks, but our next one is Snoop Dogg, which I know you are very excited about.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
I don't know if I've ever seen you this excited, quite honestly.
This is gonna be.
You're all hyped up about it.
Oh, it's gonna be a groove. Well, I like songs with groove, and you're just we're gonna be grooving all freaking night. There's gonna be a Shania crowd there. There's gonna be that big of a crowd. They're gonna be standing up against a fence. It's gonna be so big. Oh, are you kidding, Snoop? brother. This is
Yeah.
going to be insanely good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's we got a couple weeks before that one. So in the meantime, we'll keep bringing you the news every week. And thanks for stopping by. And well, we'll do it all again next week. So until then, have a great rock and roll filled week, everybody. We'll see you then.